So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So like the thumbnail says today I'm going to show you basically how I set everything up for catfishing. I'm going to be taking this thing off and doing everything over so that you guys can follow along. Feel free to pause the video and catch up as necessary. I will leave the rods I do use down below in the description as well as a lot of the hooks and weights and all of that good stuff as well. Yeah, we'll kind of be talking and working at the same time. So if you could do me a huge favor, guys, and hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. That helps me out as a creator and it helps this video reach more people. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing I have here is I have another rod that I need to change out anyway. So I thought I'd go ahead and just make a video on it while I do it anyway, so that way you guys can see how I set everything else up. So just to quickly talk about the rod that I am using. This is a Pin Pursuit. It's an older model pin. It's a 7,000. I believe this is a 9 or 10 foot rod. It is 9 foot. So this one is a 9 footer. And no, the handle is not broken. I just do that so that way it fits in the bag. But these are great rods. We've taken some big fish with these rods. Really love them. Pin makes really good catfishing rods. So the first things first is I'm going to remove my float from here. So we are going to remove that. Now we are going to get out all of our other supplies to make room. I have a bunch of stuff in here. So this is my bass fishing rig and this is my catfishing rig. So I like to use 3-ounce weights for where we fish. Now, another thing we do use are beads. So these are plastic beads and these are rubber beads. The rubber beads are not going to wear and tear on your line. They're not going to rub into your line. So they work better. The plastic ones do not. We bought these by accident because we thought they were rubber, but they're actually plastic. The plastic ones, which I'll show you why we need them in rubber beads, not plastic beads, here in a little bit. But let me let out some line real quick. That way I can work with it a little easier. So we've taken some big fish with this the way we knot everything, or the way we tie everything. We've been doing it for years. Me and my dad have been using the same setup for years and years and years, taking some big 40-50 pound blue cats like this. So definitely works, and we've taken a bunch of everything else in between. Now the line here is a little bit frayed, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little bit further down, because I will be using this here shortly in the near future. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our weight. Again, I use 3-ounce. If I'm going to be fishing in heavy current where there's potential where my bait's going to be flapping around all over the place, then I'll go with these flat weights, the no-roll weights, so that way they sit on the bottom. But for the most part, we fish at the lakes and places that don't have a whole lot of current, so we're going to use these egg sinkers. That was one of my fish over there. So we got the weight. The next thing we're going to put on here is a bead. And again, these are the rubber beads. I'll link all these down below as well. So we got our rubber bead there. And we got our egg sinker here. Now, this is what we're going to be doing here, which I'll just go ahead and make a whole new one so that way you guys can see how I do it. But we're going to go ahead and make our own leader. We are going to use this. So let me put this down so I can talk. But this is 50-pound monofilament. This is actually line that I found at a river where I was fishing. I was like, you know what, this is some good line that I can make some leaders out of. And I've had it for like 4 years, 5 years, guys. And just been using it as a leader ever since I found it. So I have my leader, and I'm pretty much going to wrap it around about 3 or 4 times. 2, 3, we'll do 4. And then we're going to pass it through the first hole in the bottom. And then we're going to pass it through where my finger just came out of. And then we're going to cinch it. All I did is pull it with my teeth. I know I got it off camera, but all you do is pull it with my teeth, and then that's it. And there you go, it's nice and cinched up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our hook. So the hooks vary, you can use whatever the heck you want. I use these Kel hooks. I like how they have this little curve to them. I feel like they lock in on the jaw or the lip of the fish a little bit better, at least for catfish. So that's the reason I use those. And we're going to do the same knot on the hook as well. And I don't like to make a huge leader, so that's the reason I'll do it about right in here. It'll end up being about 8 to maybe 10-inch leader at most. And again, 3 to 4 times. 2, 3. Should be good there. Pass it through the first hole in the bottom. Pass it back around. Let's do this again. Right there. First hole in the bottom. Pass it back around and then cinch it. Alright. Ended up being about maybe a 10, maybe 11-inch leader there, but it'll work. And then I just cut off the ends a little bit. Alright. It's a very little tab, but enough to where it won't come off. Now, this is why it's important to have a rubber bead versus a plastic bead. And I'll show you right now. So the rubber bead is going to be sitting here. So you're going to basically tie all this here. You're going to tie it up. And then what the bead's going to be doing is keeping the weight off of your knot. That's basically what it's going to be doing. But if it's plastic, it'll still tear into that line versus the rubber. The rubber will kind of conform to the line, and it won't really damage the line as much. We found that out over time because we were using the plastic ones, and then sometimes we'd have lines bust, and we didn't know why, and that was why. It's because these plastic ones, since the plastic is harder than rubber, it starts to tear into that line, into that knot, and then eventually makes the knot pretty weak. So when you do get a big fish, well, you're gonna be cussing up a storm because you lost it, and usually that's what happened. But yeah, this is just to keep the weight from hitting on that knot, basically, that we're gonna tie here. So that's why we keep the rubber beads around. Now let me go ahead and tie the knot. Still feels a little bit frayed, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little bit further up. Alright, I think we're good now. We're gonna do the same knot. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 4 on this one. And it just untwisted, so we're gonna go ahead and turn it this way. Alright. Through here. Then back around. And then we cinch it. Alright, cut off the tab a little bit. And that is pretty much it, guys, right there. That is the whole setup. From the hook, the knot, the leader, another knot, the barrel swivel, the rubber bead, you got your knot, and you got the weight. And that is pretty much the whole setup there, guys. So drop a like, share, comment whatever you got. If you got any other type of ways to set up for catfishing, drop it down below. This is what we use down here. Down in the south, at least for me and my dad, this is what we've been using for years and years and years. Probably over 15 years at this point, so it's been a long time. But we've pulled out some big fish with this, so just want to share it here on YouTube with everyone else. Without further ado, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.